Everyone, so we have my Panda palette update number 2, and if you like to see the progress that I've made for my Panda palette 2015, continue watching please. So Panda palette is more or less where you are trying to pan a palette within a certain period of time, and a lot of people are trying to pan one palette for 2015. I decided I was going to try panning 3 palettes, one being a palette that I already had like some shadows that were missing or completed, and another palette where I've used considerably, and then actually a new palette. So I chose first of all Comfort Zone. I had this palette when it now came out. It actually fell on me and this color shattered altogether, but this color that was here actually I had used more than half of it because it's my favorite color, or one of my favorite colors of all times, and that shattered considerably. Then this one was considerable dent, and then I just started to work on all the others. So that is where I am at currently after 2 months. I did hit pan, I think on, I can't remember if it was these two last time, but you can now see the pan clearly. And this color here is a really dark color, so I will swatch. I have very little of the color there. I don't know if you guys can see that little smidget. That has been going very long. I use it more or less as inner tear ducts. Could barely see it, but it's like a really frosty taupe. I absolutely love it. I use this on my brow bone today, actually using this palette, and that's the color. I can maybe swatch all of them. So there's 3 colors here. That's them there on my hand, and the green I have made considerable dent in it. That dark color is like so gorgeous. That's the 4 of them. I actually did a get ready with me featuring these colors. I am wearing the green on my lid. Absolutely love it. And then of course that duochrome. I've learned that it can also be muddy in a get ready with me that I did. So these are pretty nice, and I think they're starting to lose a little bit of their pigmentation, so I really want to focus on it. So for March I've decided I was going to focus primarily on this palette and my MUA Undress Me Too palette, and just because I have transition colors in here, or matte colors that this palette doesn't have. All the colors in here are actually shimmers. So I am going to use these 2 mainly, and I'll show you the 3rd palette that I depotted. So this is the other palette. This is where I'm at. Have not hit pan on any of the colors. Again, this was altogether new, but I have considerable dent in this particular color because I use it as like a transition and sometimes a brow bone color. I use this also as a transition color. I actually love my LA Girl palette because I had really nice transition colors, but again, like I said, that one was getting chalky. And not that I regret this, but I would have preferred like a nude color. But I'm going to work with it so that these 2 do have some dent in it, and sometimes I tap into both to blend it out. This has a little dent in it. This color has some dent in it because I've used this color all over the lid, and this color also. The only color that is almost like new, quite frankly, is the black, and I think in all the palettes the darker colors will be the ones to go. I really need to try and do some smoky looks in between. Like this one is almost like new here. Can barely see a little dent, and I mean I've had this for years. The 3rd palette was actually an Urban Decay Deluxe size, what's it called? Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box, and I've actually depotted it in here because I wanted to eventually, and I think I'm going to depot some of these into that palette. Like when these 2 finish, I think I'm going to depot these 3 into this particular palette so that I can just more or less grab it. So these are the ones that I'm not going to really work on for this month. What happened is that February I was sick for a considerable period of time, and I was not doing any makeup looks. And in addition to that, I had a couple palettes that I was reviewing in January and into February, so that a lot of these palettes did not get the love that it should have. So I want to focus on this since this has so much progress in it, and these again are all shimmers. And I am going, if I want pop of not pop of color, but if I want color on my lid, I'm definitely going to use these. Maybe focus on one color once a week for this period, and but mainly focus on this palette and maybe that green color in particular to see how I can just use it up, because it's just like there. And then, well, these colors here. So that's the update on where I'm at. I did make some dents in some of these as compared to the last time. I don't know if you guys can notice, but I did use all of them except again the black. I hardly used that. I think maybe once I used it, but I've used all of the others considerable. So that's the update with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and if you are doing Panda palette, let me know so I can check it out. I have been trying to check out everyone's updates so I can keep abreast with where you're at. I love watching the videos because they're very, very encouraging. So if you want, I'm not subscribed or I haven't watched your video, let me know so I can definitely check it out. And thank you so much for watching.